Pooja ma'am briefly explained, uh, our focus is that there are some methodologies. Do you really agree that there is some specific methodology and there is a need of that particular methodology to teach English to the target mass, that is English, that is technical students?
Now, as ma'am in detail mentioned about the traditional modes of teaching, and later on we have many innovations, and even the ICT use of ICT in ELT is also a welcome idea. But the major shift that we have to observe during last a decade, that is the student-centric class versus the teacher-centric class. Now, previously, let's say for example in your grammar translation method, what you do is a teacher is in center. Teacher is almost a kind of say playing a very major role, and if you observe the conversation or the interaction that takes place is almost 90-10, 90 versus 10. 90% of the conversation is dependent on the teacher. A few remarks or few observations might be taken in oral, in if at all it is taken, then the student comes in picture. Otherwise the student would remain a silent observer. He would observe the things, instructions that are given to him or her, and then accordingly he or she would go ahead. And I think even in the direct method it was more or less the same. Students were not say participants, and if at all they were participants, they were sole participants. Later on there is a shift that came, and then in this inductive and deductive both methods were say utilizing this, that students' participation should be eulogized, because when we talk of language acquisition, it, as we did say, that cannot be learnt in isolation. Then there has to be the maximum participation and maximum use of that language by the language learner, which is not taking place.
I would like to put a question here. When you said that students' participation is required, but when we are teaching in technical education, there are ratio of the teacher student is 60-1. So do you think that is the proper methodology to be implemented, where student participation will be a problem then?
I'll come back to your question, but this major shift, when we say, first of all we'll have to welcome this idea that student is in center, because ultimately learning is in center, not the teaching. Because what happens is that as a teacher, and particularly this happens with the experienced teachers, that the more experience you have, the more comfort zone you will find with either of the methodologies that ma'am just mentioned. So what will happen is that I'll go my way. Whether it is reaching to my students or not, I may not be that conscious, but I'll be very comfortable and conscious with the method, one or two, but I am comfortable, which is not a welcome idea, right? So when we talk of student-centric class, this would be in terms of your students' learning is in center. Now, student-teacher ratio, the number of students as compared to a faculty, which is a big problem. We do accept this, but still with a large number of students also, there are group activities which can be conducted. Let's say for example there is 60 is roughly the ideal number of a class. So in a 60 class of 60 students, what you can do is you can divide them in, let's say, 6 groups, so 10 students per group. And if you can identify certain activities wherein each one of these members will participate, right? Now this is possible only when teacher would dare to give platform to their students, because the more they speak, more mistakes they'll make. More mistakes they'll make, more chances you will have to give them feedback. Now traditionally it was very time consuming method, but now thanks to ICT it is possible, like assessment for example. Now if 60 students would give their presentation, or let's say some kind of oral task that they performed, how are you going to give them feedback? Let's say even if you spend say a minute for a feedback per student, so that means 60 minutes, which is a sizable number of time. What can be done with the help of ICT is, now it's very easily available video recording tools. What you can do is you tell students to record their presentations, their speaking tasks that they are doing, and then there are say video YouTubes and other say platforms are available where you can exchange these videos, and accordingly you can share your feedbacks. So ICT can be used wisely, but it all depends on your say liberty to give it platform to the students and allow them to make maximum mistakes, and allow them to learn from their mistakes, which as a traditional teacher we somehow we like to be in center, and if we can avoid this temptation of being in the center, then I think we can make change.
We will come on